Hi, I'm Mike Reed. I'm the head softball coach here at the University of Texas at Tyler, and I've been a collegiate coach now for almost 25 years. One of the questions I get most often is, Coach, what do you think is the most important attribute or skill that you or your staff or the athletics teaches a person? I think a lot of times they think that's going to be hitting or fielding or something to do with our sport. But I would think my answer to them always is teamwork. I think that's the most important aspect. So I'm going to spend a few minutes and talk to you about two or three of the most important pieces that I think come with learning teamwork. I think the single most important attribute of teamwork is communication. Being able to clearly communicate with a group of people and be a great active listener to those in your group, I think is a trait that is getting tougher and tougher to find in the world. Not to sound old, but we do so much of our communication now electronically through our devices that I think we lose the ability, or we don't get enough practice of the ability to listen to others and to be heard and communicate with a group of people, not through our devices. I think, in athletics, communication is critical. On the field, every pitch that we have in a game, we have to communicate with our fielders on where to be, and then where they move affects where the other person's supposed to be. And so I think athletics really helps us with that communication. As important as, when a ball is popped up in one of our games, to hit in the air, and we have to have a clear communication system to be able to catch that ball. And if we don't, our two fielders could run together and get hurt. So I think on the field, communication is critical among a group. Groups are made up of many different people. I think that's one of the challenging things and exciting things is working as a group. People have different backgrounds, different beliefs, and being able to listen and communicate with them allows that trust to build, so for your group to be more productive. That's the same way in athletics. When they get to us, they're from different places, different walks of life, and then the more we listen and communicate and learn to trust, the better our team does. And I think that communication is really important from peer to peer in the group, but I also think it's really important communication to the leaders of the group. Being able to take criticism and feedback to find solutions, I think, is a very important trait that we look for, not only our student athletes, but everyone looks for in their employers or their bosses. And I think example in our area in athletics and softball is, we give our players feedback, constructive criticism, and I think learning the ability to take that as not negative, but use that feedback to improve your skills, to make your group better, will help you find better solutions and make your group stronger. I think another very important attribute learned by teamwork is problem solving. There's going to be times in your group where the strengths that you bring to the group are going to be needed to help solve that particular problem. There's going to be times when someone else's skill set comes together to solve problems. But I do believe there are many problems that we face that are not solvable by any one person. So working inside of a group and then using that communication we talked about to find the strengths and weaknesses that each person in the group represents to solve problems is very important to the world that we face now. I know in athletics we see that a lot, whether it's in practice or in a game, and certain things happen at practice or certain things need to be done. The players working together to find a solution that it's not always going to be given to us by someone else, by a coach or a teacher or our boss. There's going to be times where that group needs to find solutions, and we always challenge our players, and I'll challenge you to do the same thing. When you come to be the person that brings critical thinking and solutions to your group, there's always the one that brings the problems, but we're always looking for those that can work together to find the strengths and present solutions to the problems, and not just the problems. And I think the world we live in now and that we face going forward, I think we're going to need groups of people to work together to solve some difficult problems that face us now, but also that we face in the future. There's so many other aspects of teamwork that we could talk about and go on, but the last one I think is so important is learning acceptance of roles in your group. Being able to set aside the recognition or personal achievement and really finding value in roles in the group's success and putting the group's achievement above that of our own, which is so tough to do. But I think teamwork really teaches us that finding your personal value in what the group accomplishes, I think is certainly a great trait. An example, for us in athletics and sports is, only so many people can start in any given game for us. And many times, one of the greatest things I enjoy watching about our sport and other sports is many times there's two student athletes competing for the same starting spot. And I think watching them grow and see them helping each other to get better, knowing that the achievement of one is not always at the achievement of the other. So their willingness to help each other and then finding value and recognition and achievement, even if that person is playing in the group success, I think makes us all better people and very desirable in our workforce. I think everyone has a strength to bring to a team, to a group. So accepting your role, not only accepting that role, but also hunting the role that you can find to help. Like, how can you help that team? Is it starting role in our example in athletics? Is it helping the person that is starting? We see that a lot of times where upperclassmen are helping the new players on our team, again, and that allows them to play. But that person finding the value in helping them, and then when our team accomplishes or your team accomplishes something, everyone accomplishes that. I think that is truly one of the greatest lessons that we can learn is finding value in what the group accomplishes versus personal achievement. And I'll kind of leave you with this closing. I think as time goes on, it will become more and more important in our communities that people come together and learn teamwork and to work together as a group. Both the communication from those from all walks of life to communicate your ideas to them, actively listen and hear their ideas are going to be more and more important. And we're going to use that to solve important problems that we're going to be facing, that only a group can solve. And I think also, again, finding that value in your group where you can contribute, and then finding personal value in what your team accomplishes. I want to challenge you, each of you, with your assignment on teamwork to go out and make a difference, come up with something that will not only help your school but your community, and make the most out of this assignment. And then I'll kind of leave you with this final quote from Phil Jackson, a longtime famous Chicago Bulls coach, Los Angeles Lakers coach, who said, the strength of the team is each individual member, and the strength of each member is the team. So I wish you good luck on your assignment. I look forward to seeing how they go.